Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 6 of my Divine Journey 2 Let's Play. I have done a few things since our last episode to get us further into the Mekanism and Applied Energistics 2 chapter, including setting up just some basic automation for the AE2 systems. So the inscriber is used to create all of these processors, which is used for everything in Applied Energistics 2, which is Applied Energistics 2, for those of you who are not aware, is a storage plus auto crafting mod that allows you to digitize everything, which is really useful. So rather than having to do anything manually, it essentially allows you to automate everything. And in conjunction with mods like Mekanism and Immersive Engineering and I think Thermal Expansion, it's incredibly powerful and allows you to get any item you want automatically stocked, which we're going to be using extensively. So part of it is this inscriber. However, this can only take one item as an input at a time, so I set up a few things to just automatically produce it. Same with this charger, which is used for creating charged Certus quartz. I also set up some basic Mekanism machines just to get us started. This is a really temporary setup. I just wanted to put somewhere that wasn't in our diesel building or our kind of immersive engineering buildings. I moved the excavator from doing iron to doing Certus quartz and regular quartz because we have 44 stacks of iron ore, which gets times 2. And that doesn't include all of this. So we're pretty set on iron for now. So I decided to send it for quartz, which has slowly been getting produced, which is pretty cool. I also have started the next kind of phase of this Let's Play, because we are now getting to a point where we can use Applied Energistics 2, which is great, and we were able to create a ME storage bus, which allows you to interface it with something like the drawers, which we have over there. I don't really have a great drawer setup, but we're going to be using that a lot because in conjunction with powering it in terminals, we can access all of our storage in one spot instead of having to run around to different places to get the things we need. So behind me, I have started that. I built a kind of storage bunker, you could say, with a quick way down. And this building, I actually am pretty proud of this little build in the basement here. I tried to use very kind of natural arches in the corners to make it feel almost regal, and my idea is this is going to be bulk storage for our drawers. So all of the walls are inset by 1 here, and I'm going to be putting drawers all up around here, all on all of these walls. Additionally, I discovered you can connect barrels to ME storage buses and use the storage barrels as ports for the storage buses, which is really nice because the kind of traditional way of using Applied Energistic to storage is through disk drives, but those are pretty expensive for the amount of materials we have now. So, like, this is all of our AE2 materials currently. What you saw me do earlier, going into Atom, I had to get these presses, which are only available in Atom. So we did venture into that world for a bit. Yeah, so I'm not going to leave this just as a hole in the ground. I'm going to be building a building above it. I don't know what I'm going to put in that building yet. Maybe I'll put Oh, maybe I'll put the all the Applied Energistics 2 kind of machines there for now, because currently they're just kind of sitting there. So then having like, and then a terminal up here too. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I really like the color of these blue the blue bricks. That's what I'll call them. I like the color of these blue bricks combined with the marble from Chisel. So that's probably gonna be what I'm gonna be building with. I'm also going to start moving all of our drawers, because let's go take a look at my drawer, our current drawer system. This stuff has been so useful. I highly recommend you get it, just for getting around places. And looking at our drawers right now, it's kind of a mess. Things aren't organized. We're kind of maxed out on some things. Actually, I don't think we're maxed out on anything, but we're maxed out on packed ice. But like, so in terms of storage, I have all of this. I have, I think, 1 or 2 things in here. Yeah, 2 blocks of iron in those. Running over here, I have some quartz and stuff in here. That's fine, because that's just getting put out of the excavator. I have a bunch of crafting materials here, along with a bunch of junk, like 6 spruce saplings. I have some more junk here, including my old armor, but then like a bunch of coal coke, which I could use very genuinely. It's items that would be useful to me. And then over here I have all of the iron. So getting it all in one place, as well as getting it hooked up to an A2 network, will make me a much more efficient bee going around doing stuff, and allow us to start having an input for our automations. I'm thinking what I want to do is connect up different parts of the base where we're producing to this area, or an area like this where we use kind of underground tunnels with wires to get the automatic produce. I don't know if produce is probably not the right word. We're not talking about bananas. Getting the production stuff to come into here and be stored here, rather than having to wire stuff all over the place. So for right now, what I'm gonna do is fill this up with drawers, organize the drawers a bit. We'll see how organized I do them. Hook up the ME storage bus to the drawers, try to get a terminal set up so that we can access everything in one spot, and also build a building here. Build a something that looks nice and can house our Applied Energistics 2 machines. And I think what I'm gonna do also is take these presses and move them into this building, and kind of have this be our full Applied Energistics, not Applied Energistics, immersive engineering, IE or AE, IE. Get that all in here, so rather than trying to have to run over there, get some stuff, run over here, get some stuff, run over there, get some stuff, just it's all in one spot, and it's next to our production. And maybe put like some basic Mekanism setups here. One thing I did find out, oh, there's a pumpkin spider. This thing's so dead. Got it. One thing I did find out is we can make steel a lot easier now, because before I thought it had to be through the immersive engineering arc furnace with coke dust, which is a pretty expensive recipe. But I found out that we can use, where is it? Is it in the blast furnace? No. Is it, what? Hold on, we're gonna figure this out together, because I could have sworn that using a metallurgic infuser with charcoal, we could use that to create steel. Let's see. Use this to create enriched iron. Oh, create a steel blend. Yeah. So metallurgic infuser infuses iron to enrich iron. Use it, and then you can infuse enriched iron to steel blend. And using the steel blend, you can smelt that into steel. So we're going to be thinking about that as kind of next step to get automatic steel production going that I'd never have to touch, as well as getting our Applied Energistics 2 layout set up. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Enjoy this montage, or time lapse, or whatever I come up with. everybody. I have gotten some stuff done. I got the building built that I was talking about, which you just saw through that time lapse, and this is going to be serving as our storage hub. So I cleared out the land. I don't know how I feel about this building. I like the colors a lot, but I don't know if I like the layout super much. I probably will change it to something that's more of a solid building rather than having 4 pointing out sections, because it seems like there should be a path this way, but there's already the path over there. So I'm probably going to change this soon, but what's more important is in the basement here, and I put some water in the middle so that I can just walk forward like this and drop down and get right to my new storage system. Now this is great. This has been the best thing I've done so far. So we have drawers set up for a lot of the items, especially the ones that I have a lot of. Like, I have a lot of iron and I have a lot of cobblestone. And then just things that I was finding, I had like 200 some or something I'm throwing into other drawers. I have some 1x1 drawers too that I'm using, but I might switch those out for 2x2. I do not want a stack of oak leaves. Yeah, so this has been great. And then over here, we have a ME drive that holds a bunch of the random other items we have. But looking in here, we can see all of our items, which the feeling of getting to look here just for whatever I want is so incredibly satisfying. Oh, I do have some stuff here. This is mostly just orders that I have currently. But it's so nice to be able to have all my stuff in one spot rather than having to run here, look to see what's in. There used to be a chest here. See what I have for ME, run over here, see what I have in my immersive engineering setup. We still have the core samples here. I'm probably just gonna throw those out maybe. Or running back here, seeing what's in my main house. This is now empty. I took out all the drawers that were here. There's a storage crate here, took that out, took out the furnaces, and have emptied. I went through and kind of looked and said, like, what's stuff that I'm going to be likely using. So, like, I don't think I will be using this Unbreaking 3 fishing rod for a while. I'm not, or like this gold pickaxe, or these 28 beetroot seeds. So that stuff is probably just gonna live here in junk drawers, but also as a remnant of the starter base that I had. Tinker's stuff, probably gonna stay here too. There's just, I have so many different metals in here that are just kind of scattered. I don't even know. I'll probably be using this again to repair my tools, but probably not much more than that. And then we do have some more drawers here. This has been pumping out charged Certus quartz, and black quartz, which has been very useful. It's off right now. And then still connected. These have been so great to get. This diesel generator is so loud. I might try setting this up for some other crops, maybe like a food source, because right now if I want my fish and chips, I have to go get potatoes and then go get fish and cook the fish and cook the potatoes, which is a whole process, but I could probably automate it. Arc furnace is still going strong. Don't have anything going right now. This will eventually get slag. But the reason why I'm over here is next steps. What am I going to be doing next? What I'm finding I need a lot of at this current moment is HOP graphite. I think that's the name for it, which comes from our coal coke, which is pretty useful because I have a ton just kind of sitting up here waiting to be used. So I think what I'm going to be doing next is connecting a pipe or something to put the coal coke into a crusher. Maybe I'll put it here so that I can still use this crusher as just a generic crushing machine, though Mekanism also does have a crusher, so maybe I'll use that so it has a less of an area. But then it'll go into the crusher, become dust, and go into the squeezer to make the HOP graphite. That's what it's called, right? HOP graphite, yeah. I'm so smart. Yeah, and that way, because it's the HOP graphite is used for a lot of things throughout the pack. Like, what was it? The enrichment chamber. The enrichment chamber is made with these crystal growth accelerators. Which is made with 4 HOP graphite ingots. And if we want to make one of those, we want to have those on hand. Another thing I want to start, and the reason why I want to start automating that is because I want to start diving into fully using Mekanism, because Mekanism will allow us to process things much more quickly than immersive engineering could ever hope to. Immersive engineering will probably still be useful for plates and then also for power generation. However, once we get into Mekanism, we can start having things, instead of needing like 5x5x5 multi-structure to smelt something, like here's a smelting factory, and in the smelting factory there's speed upgrades and it can go super fast, which is really useful. And now with our Applied Energistics 2 system, we can access all of our items from anywhere. Once I start routing the glass cables around, I'll probably upgrade them to smart cables. There's a zombie somewhere. I could have sworn I lit this all up. That's unsettling. But anyways, the immediate next steps here are going to be setting up a better system for our graphite, for our HOP electrodes, and as well getting some more Mekanism machines. I'm going to be building Mekanism building, because right now it's kind of, I like having this area for Applied Energistics too, and I'll probably make it look nicer soon enough, especially because I can just throw stuff in here and wait for it to craft, go off and do something else. But the Mekanism stuff, I want to give its own area, and that's most likely going to be over here. This is a mountain right now, but I'll probably level it. All these signs, if you're wondering, just say what is in the ground here. Speaking of in the ground, I'm probably going to look around and try to find a osmium chunk, because that would be incredibly useful. We're running low on osmium. We can actually, now that we have our ME system, we can check how much osmium we have. 104, which is not a lot. And I don't think we have many ore either. Those monsters, I tell you. Alright, well, I'm going to get started on all of that, and I will talk to you once I have something to share. See you soon.
All right, everybody. We got a bit of a setup going here. I set up our industrial, there it is, our industrial squeezer connected to a, these wires, man, these wires are so brutal. I want to start using some other kind of power production just so I stop hitting these wires. My armor takes such a beating. Anyways, we got a setup. Ow. We got a setup for coal coke over there that I can't really touch right now, but then it progresses to this crushing factory, gets crushed into coal dust, heads into here, and produces our HOP graphite dust, which is excellent. Right now, the seared stone is an byproduct fluid that comes out. So right now I'm just trashing it. I don't really have any use for it, but that might change in the future. Yeah, so we got this semi-automated. I'm probably gonna, I'm thinking about connecting it up. I might just try to leave like however much we have now and just use that for a bit, because I'm not sure how I want to set this up as an input. Maybe like a chest of coal up there or a drawer of coal, and then it distributes out to all of those and then gets sent down here and into there. Eventually I'm going to have an ME import bus set up here, so it could just get thrown into our storage system rather than me having to come over and be like, how much do we have now? 33. Speaking of which, I'm actually going to grab that. 34 now. Let's go. Over here, I have made some progress in our Mekanism building. I decided that's what we're going to go for next, is getting a new factory like this but more modern set up for Mekanism. Maybe I'll do it down there. Ow, these wires, man. I've died, let's see, I think I've died more. Last time was, I haven't even looked here. I don't know how long I've played. This is going to be revealing a lot. Deaths. Times died. Number of deaths, 5. Probably 3 of those have been from the wires. Yeah, so I flattened this area up here with the thought that soon I will be putting our Mekanism factory up here. I think this is a good amount of space to get started. I might try to maybe expand it out this way using some terraforming. Let's pop into free cam, get a better look at it. Yeah, but setting up stuff here, it's mostly probably going to be manual machines for now, like things that I need and don't need like infinitely to just set up, rather than having everything automated yet. Maybe I'll automate some things. I know that fortunately I found out you can make steel by going over here, going to steel helmet, looking at steel ingot, then looking at smelting, steel blend, and the steel blend you make from enriched iron. The enriched iron you make from a metallurgic infuser that can in fact use charcoal, which we can get in copious amounts from our spruce farm over there. So I'm probably going to try to set up a little area here that has some automatic steel production. It's probably going to be somewhat manual for now, like I have to throw the iron in and keep things stocked, eventually moving to auto crafting. I'm also going to set up a better ore smelting area, because right now it has to go to the crusher, and then I have to manually take the crushed ore out of the crusher and put it into the arc furnace, which just takes a while. But with Mekanism, I can use Mekanism's crusher and Mekanism's smelting factory and do it much faster. So that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to be bringing my power over here. I'm also going to look for a osmium vein, because that's like really kind of what I'm running out of at this point in time. But once I get those, we'll be fine and dandy and get expanding. As far as quests go, I can show you guys where I am. I'm progressing pretty through. Oh, what do I want from this? Aluminum. Aluminum is useful. I'm kind of taking more time with this chapter, because the more setup I can do right now, the easier life is going to be in the next few chapters. The easier it's going to be to like create tons of things in the future. I don't know if auto crafting is available yet. I don't think it is. I think it's going to be available later, but it'll be helpful. Having a good ME system is going to be really helpful for all of these mods. I might at some point try to go back and just finish up all the individual quests for the different mods, just to get that nice little check mark. But yeah, I wanted to get this episode out. I've been kind of busy in real life, and also I'm not a huge fan of that building. I'm probably going to change it. But yeah, I'm going to get this out for you guys and start working on this building behind me, which you will see shortly. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments what you think, how your day's going, anything like that, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.